and you go on modulation all four, and keying with a go.
Yeah, for the Australian Institute of Sport, it's been a bit of a hidden gem. It's kind of been buried. It's one of the few organizations within Australia, the Australian Institute of Sport, that has a global reputation. There's not many corporations or companies or organizations within Australia that are truly known internationally as world class. The AIS is known as world class. And part of that's because the product that the AIS has been producing is punching well above its weight. For the population Australia has, there's no logic that explains why Australian athletes are performing so well at such a high level on the global stage. And so a lot of people have come to the AIS and said, hey, this is a world-class organization. I said it's kind of buried because we tend to just really focus on the job at hand. We don't promote ourselves, and we don't really interact with any other clientele except for the world's very, very best athletes. And what's happened right now with the group that's come together here at the AIS is it's kind of a new journey for all of us. We've got some individuals that are working in business at a high level. We've got individuals who are ready to be entrepreneurs and trailblazers and try to take a look at whether this unique expertise that the Australian Institute of Sport has can start to translate into world-class expertise within this business world that they're working in as well. Hey James, how are you?
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. Hi, Alex, nice to meet you.
Hello, John.
John, nice to meet you, John.
Hi,
Yeah,
Georgia.
Georgia, nice to meet you.
Hi, Aisha.
Aisha, nice to meet you. All right, so welcome guys. You're at the Australian Institute of Sport, and I'm going to be your host kind of through the next 2 days. So I really love investigating environments that allow individuals to excel in sport. We look at some of the fittest individuals in Australia, sometimes in the world. And what we're doing is we're trying to use our understanding and awareness of extreme levels of fitness and extreme levels of mental aptitudes and how the mind and body work together. And we're putting together a package for individuals that may not be at the same performance standard, but are still very interested in seeing what their bodies can do and how far they can take their overall health and wellness and fitness.
Look at this, it's like Christmas. Woohoo!
Most of the adventures in life, no matter how much you prepare to climb Everest or walk the Kokoda Track or go for a kayak adventure, the whole thing of an adventure is anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I think people who are very robust with their mindset, they handle challenges very well. They become very resilient people, and the challenges make them stronger for the rest of their life. Who knows if a child's going to get sick? Who knows if there's going to be a financial turn of events that really hits you in the guts? Who knows if your own health comes into question with asthma or some type of a disease? And it's a genetic lottery out there. None of us really know what's going to hit us. But through sport and through life challenges, you can build a more resilient person. And those people have been shown to handle life's adversities much better.
We'll even see elite athletes who have relatively high resting heart rates and relatively high exercise heart rates. Everyone has a different heart rate trend. Certainly as you train, probably what you'll see is that your heart rate comes up more gradually. So usually if someone's heart rate shoots through the roof immediately, it's a sign that they're not as fit as they potentially could be. But that said, there's no normal range, everyone is different.
So what we want to do is over 2 days get people in the mindset that it's great to embrace weaknesses and to embrace failure. It's better to have tried something and failed, which is an old cliche, but truly that is how you grow and how you become better and more capable and more competent, is to put yourself out there and to know that there is a risk that you may fail. But by experiencing that whole interaction with failure, you start to become very motivated and very directed, and in many cases you can do things that make you more resilient to failure in the future, and that's quite exciting.
we want our athletes to be physically healthy, but we also want them to have optimal mental health, because we know that if people have optimal mental health, they'll perform better, or they'll be able to function better day to day, and things like they'll be able to cope better with stress and strain that they face. We see that they have better health in general. They're more productive if they've got good mental health. So we want people to have better mental health, so optimal mental health, and I think that's the same in sport as it is in life, as it is in this situation here. If these guys have better mental health, they will probably cope better with the stresses and strains that they're going to face on this trek.
So we hear the machine click and stop.
Okay, so this is our opposite recovery centre. So this is our wet area where the water park, where the fun stuff happens. So what we've got is sort of a combination of different temperature water. This is the cold water. So it's about 15 degrees at the moment. So it's just nice. It's not too cold. It's not horrendous, but it's chilly enough. So choose your weapon. You can go into the deep one or
So pretty much just like this.
Yes.
Fine. Oh, water. As long as you don't want to breathe.
Oh my God.
It takes tremendous courage to put your body on the line, like tremendous courage. The comfortable place to be is on the couch watching a TV show and watching other people do amazing things with their body. It's not fun, it's scary, and it can be very intimidating to expose your weaknesses. And the reason we hope this is inspirational is because usually when people see that with a little bit of attention what they can do to their bodies, what is a limitation becomes almost limitless. They start to think, right now I could never do this or I could never do that. But what we hope to do with athletes and what we're hoping to do with this crew is we set a very high perspective, or really high goal, and we start to let them know that with incremental gains your body can change and your mind can change, and together you can do amazing things. So that's the idea. It's really interesting how people deal with adversity and how people deal with failure. And elite athletes have to overcome adversity almost daily. So we spend a lot of our time working with athletes so that they can be comfortable with failure and comfortable with adversity. And over time, a lot of gold medalists, they'll actually come at you quite aggressively, wanting to be challenged and wanting to fail. They'll get to the point where they're saying, I don't want to excel and exceed expectations all the time. I need to push myself so far that I actually fail, because it's through the failure that I start to get real awareness of who I am and real awareness of where I can grow.
So in your mind, you're doing the Kokoda track, unless it's out of your hands. So if you're being medically evacuated, it's now out of your hands. If you're not being medically evacuated, you stay on the track and you finish it. That has to be the first mindset you have. Anything under that is just, you will not achieve greatness if you have any thought pattern below that. So if you're an athlete, your mission is to win and dominate your sport, unless it's out of your hands. Unless the referee puts up the other person's hand because they got a couple of points over you, whatever it is, unless you're knocked unconscious, if it's boxing for instance, whatever it is, if it's out of your hands now, so be it. But while you have a chance to win, that is a no-fail mission. That is what you are going to do, and there is nothing else that will stop you.
So the thing I wanted to do to close out the whole 2 days, and it's a big 2 days, think about it, you know, you just got here yesterday. So It's amazing, isn't it, how much you can pack into 2 days. And what's going to happen when you go on your big adventure is you'll probably have the same thing. You know, 9 days will feel like a month worth of adventures. And one of the real goals and the objectives of the 2 days was to try to do tests that allow you to have real honest awareness of where your bodies are at. You know, am I healthy or not? Am I fit or not? Am I strong or not? Am I fatigue resistant or not? You know, am I mentally healthy or not? And the idea about going through all of that is to try to make sure that you understand your competencies. And the other thing is to try to see where your competence is. And real adventurers and great athletes and people that excel, their competencies are aligned very well with their competence. So if you're really confident but you have no competencies, you're just cocky and you're arrogant and you tend to get hurt. You imagine in the Kokoda track going, I am a hero, I am Iron Man, and now you're not. You're unfit and you got a heavy pack and it's really hot. You're gonna get hurt. But conversely, people that have no confidence whatsoever and they're actually quite fit and they're quite capable, they never live up to their capabilities. And so they're always underperforming. They're always underachieving for what they could do. So hopefully what you felt over the 2 days is that your confidence starts to build and you see, I am capable. I'm capable of a good workout with boxing coaches. I am capable of living without my phone every minute. I am capable of assessing and being aware of where I am mentally with my health. And so the idea is to build that confidence up, but at the same time to make it very realistic so that you're able to apply yourself in a really efficient and effective way. The important part is the experience you've had, so that's what you walk away with. You'll get a report at the end and it will be interesting. What is my percent body fat? How fit was I? How good was my upper body? Is my upper body pulling better than pushing? That's just, you know, a little bit of extra. But the real thing is that hopefully you're coming together as a group. You're starting to understand where your strengths and weaknesses are, and that serves you well as you go for your great adventure. So good luck to all of you. I think it's been pretty cool 2 days. Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Really.